The biggest comedian. We got Trevor Noah over here, ladies and gentlemen.
Rigorous. Gang looking rigorous. My champagne, but I'm rigorous. My campaign looking rigorous. Whole team hella rigorous. Lifestyle so rigorous. Hairstyle so rigorous. Your top 5 ain't rigorous if you left out this rigorous.
Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to another video. I finally got it. I got the exclusive Bohlale Mpanza interview. She is here just for me to discuss her life, where it all began, where it all went wrong, and how she ended up with Sibu Mpanza as her husband. What?
Went wrong?
Yeah, where did it all go wrong? Where you ended up marrying a YouTuber? It's not vlog weather. You know, this week has not been vlog weather, and we still wanted to release a video for you guys, especially for the members, so that they can feel what it feels like to have early access. If you're watching this video as it comes out, that means you are a member, and we truly appreciate you guys supporting the channel and supporting my family. Like I said, it's not vlog weather, and so that means that we didn't know what we were going to shoot, and we thought, we haven't shot a life update in a while. I haven't shot a life update, and my life has changed quite a lot. I might have spoken about it here and there on the vlogs, but we've never done a sit down. This is our first sit down, hey?
It is.
And I introduced you in the vlogs when 2023, 4, late 23, 24.
Is it 24?
Nah, I think I did it like late 23. You're like creeping in there.
I don't remember.
Something like that. But we've never actually sat down and spoken to the camera outside of like at the end of a vlog or something. And so, yeah, I figured it was time for a little bit of a life update. Also, I like always coming back to these that I've recorded over the years and seeing how my life has changed over time. So it's going to be very interesting at the end of the year when we come back and we see what we said in this video. Because boy, have things changed and things are still yet to change. Okay, what do we start with?
This is our podcast. I'm joking.
Welcome to the podcast. Them Mpanzas. I think the first thing that I want to talk about, actually, before we really get into all the other life update things, is my sister. Because I've been saying it for a while that we're going to talk about my sister. I think I said it in 4 vlogs, and in all 4 vlogs, I did not go back and talk about it. And so, yeah, I think it's time to talk about that. Long story short, after my mother passed away, I begged my sister to move to Joburg. Begged, guys.
We begged her so much.
And that was back in 2023.
Yes.
And
she said nothing.
She said, not a chance. I'm not going to that city. All she knows is Cape Town. Just like that was all I knew for a long, long time. And so, yeah, she was not keen at all. But we never stopped begging. And finally, last year, she was not feeling her job as much, and we took that as an opportunity to say, hey, remember that thing we've been offering you for a little while? We think it's a good time to do it now. And especially, I think last year after we got this place, it made even more sense because we had the room that I was going to use as an office. And at the time, we knew the kids were coming, but nobody else really knew that the kids were coming. So we knew that the one room was occupied, the other was going to be my office, and we thought it would be the perfect room for her to use in the meantime until she gets on her feet. Anyway, we begged, and finally
it happened.
Yeah, it happened. She said yes. She's been here November, December, January, Feb, 4 months now.
Is it?
Yeah, and she's still struggling a little bit, I think.
Yeah, the weather here, she hates
the weather. She says it doesn't make sense. It's summer right now, and it's absolutely pouring. And we had a couple, I think when she moved in, we had heat waves. She hated that also. And I was like, dude, this is Joburg. Don't overthink it. Also, her skin, she's struggling. I'm like, it happened to me also. I think did it happen to you also when you moved here? You were fine.
I was fine.
I was not fine when I moved here. It took me a while. I got sick multiple times. She's been sick
once
a month at least. So yeah, I think maybe being from Cape Town, it's not very easy to acclimatize to Joburg. But yeah, my sister lives here. At first it was a little bit scary. I think for me, my sister and I hadn't lived together in a long, long time. I moved out of home relatively young, and so I was very scared. I was like, what if she hates me? Like, when you live with someone, it's completely different.
It is.
Especially as adults. We lived together as kids, but once she moved here, I was actually very happy with the situation. I love having my sister here. If anything, it feels like I'm much closer to my family. Like I said, I haven't lived home in a while, and so I wouldn't have been as close to my family, but now I am. Now I absolutely am. How has it been for you?
It's been amazing. She helps out with the driving.
Because somebody doesn't want to drive, guys.
So if Sibu doesn't want to take me anywhere, I just say, Sibu, can we please go to this place? And she's always keen to drive me. She loves driving, which is another advantage. So yeah, and she's helping out with the kids a lot. Afrikaans homework would have kicked our butts.
We did his course at school.
Yes.
Sibu did Afrikaans.
Yes. So she's been the Afrikaans girl, helping out with cooking and the dishes.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing
Yeah,
that I was dreading like all the time, is doing the dishes.
Yeah, it's really nice to live with her. Like
it
she's incredibly helpful. She's also just a pleasure to have around. So yeah, we've been enjoying that. Also, having a babysitter is really nice. Like in the meantime, until she decides to leave us and go live her own life. That actually, I might be a bit.
I'm gonna be sad.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Like I know my sister's not really a baby, but it's gonna feel like my child is leaving the house.
We even begged her. We said, just stay the whole year.
Yeah, we
like just move out next year.
At first, we said you can come live with us for like 6 months or so, and then I'm sure by then you'll find a job and you'll be out of here. She was here for 1 month. I said, bro, you have to stay for at least a year. Like, I can't have you leave me. So for now, we've begged her to stay for a year, but we'll see what she says over time. But genuinely, I really love having my sister here. Also, she reminds me so much of my older sister, and she reminds me of my mom quite a lot. You don't realize, I mean, it makes sense. She's my mother's daughter, but she's so much like my mom that it feels like I'm living with my mom and my sisters here in the house. But
she looks like your mom. She looks like everyone.
She looks
actually,
like everyone in my family. Yeah. How has it been for you in terms of like? I think a lot of people, even my sister was saying it, that when she said she's gonna come live with her brother and his wife, people were like,
"Oh yeah, they were like,
your sister-in-law's gonna let you live with them." We're like, how does that?
She was like. Her friend was asking, isn't your sister-in-law going to be like? I'm like, what do they mean?
It's really nice to have her here.
Yeah, it really is.
But that's like the rhetoric that a lot of people have. It's like, you can't live with your siblings, especially if you're a woman. You can't live with your siblings if they're married and stuff.
Yeah, because some wives really do have a bit of... I don't know what to call it. They're just not great people.
Then it ends up being really tough for the sibling who's there. Yeah. So it makes sense to a certain degree, like why you would be uncomfortable to go and live there. But I don't know. As much as I did want my sister to live here, Yolanda actually wanted it even more. She wanted my family quite close to us.
Yeah. Because I also didn't like, I don't know if I should say this, but I also didn't like the fact that like you weren't going home a lot often. It's nice to have someone that is your family that's very close.
True. It is nice. I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, moving on. What's next? We've been married. We've been traditionally kind of married for 3 months?
Is it?
Lobola.
Wait,
December, January, February,
2 months. I'm like, what?
We've been legally or civil, what do they call it, Miss Attorney? Legally.
Yeah.
We've been married for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
A little bit longer. I think it's almost a month.
It's
almost a month.
It's almost a month.
And yeah, I don't know. Do you want to talk on this? Lobola negotiations.
Oh, that stressed me out. I think the Lobola negotiations, before it happened, it was very stressful for me. But on the day, it was so nice.
You were in your element.
I was in my element. I think that was one of the best days of my life. It was a very nice day. Like, seeing everyone come together, my family, your family, even the previous day when your family came to help out with the peeling and stuff like that. That was very nice. The Lobola was amazing. Top 2, and maybe not even 2.
It was a really good day. It was a beautiful day. I also love the fact that our families like came together. I think I said this the last time we spoke about it, but having like my Mpumalanga uncles and grandfathers in PE was such a strange experience. Having these Zulu men in PE was It was interesting, but overall, I loved it. I was stressed, I'm not going to lie. I want to say it was the best day ever. It was after it was done. But that morning,
that day,
dude, like being a PE the morning of. So for Xhosa negotiations, apparently, one of the things you have to have is a kechemiya, and which is like a black cloth.
Yes.
That I think actually is meant for your
For your
head.
head, yes.
But we have to carry like different things inside it, like coffee, alcohol, just a lot of different things. I think it's different for each family. Guys, I could not find this thing for the life of me. And so even on the morning of, I had everything ready, the bottles of alcohol, everything ready.
It's just
But
the kitchen.
the thing I needed to carry everything in, I couldn't find. And I was like, I'm not going to Yolanda's home, or at least I'm not sending my uncles there without exactly everything they need. Diapi?
A costume.
Ekostin. Guys, if you don't know Kofi Ekostin, I didn't either, okay? I had to ask, I was like asking Abanda Basebenza Eshel, like anybody who would listen to me, where this thing is. And they told me, and it's basically like a market. It's a market, but like, I don't know how to explain it. For me, somebody who's from Cape Town, it's like, I don't know if you've ever been to Town Center in Mitchells Plain, or like, it's really dingy and it's a little bit scary.
Very dingy.
And there's people selling anything and everything. It's
Yeah, I think it's worse than Small Street or
it's
Maraba.
yes, that's
It's
what it's like. It's like
worse.
Small Street.
But worse.
But worse, and it's long. It's long. And so basically, I went into Small Street with my brother-in-law, and we were looking for a kitchen. We went into so many stores. We asked so many people. We were asking Somalis. We were asking Congolese people. We were asking people from Zimbabwe. We were anybody, guys. Where can we find a kitchen? Catch me. There were no Ikechemiya. Oh yeah, go to this one. If you turn left by the hospital, you go down one dungeon, and I was stressed. We ended up at a place called Tandabantu, which is apparently where people buy like Xhosa attire, but also school stuff
uniform.
for their kids.
We used to get school uniform there.
Yo, okay, sangene Tandabantu get packed. You're walking sideways like this, and then we asked Kechemiya. They were like, yeah, here it is. Get this and that. Anyway, we got it after like, I don't know, maybe about an hour of searching. And I finally got it that morning. I was stressed, drove back very quickly, gave them Ikechemiya. Everything was sorted out. Yolanda. And after that, it was like smooth sailing.
It was.
Yeah, I had less pressure now because I was just sitting in the car waiting. And I didn't know what was going on in the house. That was all you.
Yeah, they called me. Well, first of all, you know how I thought that they were supposed to put like, so we had a table, obviously, like between the couches. So I was thinking, your family is going to sit on the one side, my family is going to sit on the other side. And like when they talking about money and then they're going to put the money, they said we must move the table.
They said, get this thing away from us. Why are you separating
and I didn't
us?
understand that. I think they were putting the money on the floor, which didn't make sense to me. And then they took ukuko. I don't know what ukuko is.
Whatever.
They took ukuko and then they put it in front of everyone for me to sit there.
Oh, is that the mat?
Yes,
Okay,
it's the mat. It's the grass mat.
Yeah.
And then I had to sit there, and then one of my uncles was telling me that we're sending you out into the
that
world.
speech.
Yes, into the world. Represent us kakuhle. You are now Mpanza, part of the Mpanza family. Yo, and your uncle, Mpanza. Oh, he was smiling the whole time.
Cute.
But yeah, it was so nice. And then after that, we went into the room with your aunt, and then she dressed me.
you.
Yeah, and then we went outside. And then it was time to eat. And then I went and I served my man.
See, she arrived there, guys. The plate was crazy. Let me tell you. That plate of food was something else.
It was too good.
I was like, there's no way I'm going to finish this. My aunt sitting with me in the car said, you're not going to finish it. Let me show you, son. Why laisha plate yake yonke umamncane. But yeah, it was a beautiful day. I think I was really happy after. I was happy that my uncles were also happy. My uncles were beaming about your family. They were like, we are so glad we came here. We met with the right people. Like, clearly these people care about Yolanda. And they were so happy that they met other men who were just, one, happy to be there, and also were happy to hand you over. Like, they weren't, apparently, I don't know, I wasn't there, but they weren't difficult at all. And even in their difficulty, it was more of just, like, trying to be difficult to make the thing fun, you know? Like, it wasn't trying to be difficult to actually be difficult. It was like old men challenging each other and having fun with each other. And so when I heard how happy my uncles were, I was like, I'm so glad. Even to this day, whenever I go back to my grandfather, he always talks about Yolanda's family, and he's like, oh man, those men were so great.
And the food.
And the food,
He raves about the food.
He raves about the food,
time.
and he's like, those people were so wonderful. Like, I'm never ever going to forget that day. I had such a good time, even though half the time I didn't understand what people were saying, because Mteto is Xhosa. But they really enjoy themselves, Shame. They always beam about your family now. It's like, Yolanda's, we have so much. I'm like, you were there for me, guys, not for yourselves, okay? You were there for me. But we didn't do money. We did EFTs. I think also because even your side of the family was like, you can't carry big money like that, like a new bright, or just anywhere these days. Is our tatwa, especially when they see that there's something going on at the house. Like, people might come and be like, we know somebody's carrying something here. So your uncles were like, nope, no need to carry money. Yes, that's how to properly do it. I mean, my SD card was full from last week's vlog. I forgot to delete the footage, and so we're just gonna move on. After the Lobola negotiations, we came back home with the kids and everything. We'll get to the kids' marriage officer. So we decided, instead of going to Home Affairs ourselves, we're just gonna get a marriage officer. Basically, it's a person who does all the Home Affairs stuff for you. You just go to their office, but they can also come to your house or any location you want them to. And then they make you sign a couple of things. They do the will you take. You can basically ask them what you want to do, how you want your ceremony to go, and then they do that for you. And that was always our plan, to do that. And so I went online. I literally searched marriage officer. The first person that came up was somebody that I knew, which was so wild. I remember WhatsApping them going, I didn't know you were a marriage officer. And it turned out to be one of the guys. His name is Ryan Hogarth. He is a gamer, and he's worked on my TV show VS Gaming. And so when I messaged him, he's like, I'm actually a marriage officer, and that stuff is stuff that the gaming stuff is things that I do on the side. And I was like, that's wild. Anyway, I would love to marry my wife, and if you would do that for us, we'd love it. And he was like, yeah, sure. So it was a nice touch, you know. I thought I was going to get a complete stranger. I ended up getting somebody who's also a colleague. And did you prefer us doing it that way?
Yes, definitely, 100%. I think the stress of going to Home Affairs, waiting in all those lines, being cheeked by those people, I did not want to deal with that.
Yeah. I'm the same. I really like the way we did it. Also because we took the kids, and I think you are allowed at Home Affairs also. But it's just taking our kids to Home Affairs, having them sit there and everything. With this, we booked an appointment. They said they can come to us. We said it's fine. We'll come to your offices. It's a little bit more expensive to have them come to us. So we said, no, we'll come to your offices. We went there. We were done in 15 minutes.
Literally.
Yeah, he sat us down. He explained everything. He told us how long it would take to get it done at Home Affairs. And it took about a week. And now we are officially married at Home Affairs also. We are Mr. and Mrs. Mpanza, which is still wild to me. I haven't had to write like Mr. like married on anything yet. So I'm still waiting for that. But
same.
You also. But otherwise, it feels the same.
It really feels the same.
It feels 100%.
It feels the same. It felt a bit strange this morning when I was making an appointment at Home Affairs to go change my ID and my passport. It felt very strange to type Yolanda Mpanza and my ID number. It was like,
Who are
I'm
you?
not.
And you did it, dude. That's wow. I didn't actually know that you did it. So you got your appointment.
They're gonna send me an email with the date.
Oh, okay. And then you'll be able to get it. Okay, wow, that's really happening. You're gonna get a new ID. Yeah, she still has a green ID book.
I love my green ID book. I really do. I hate the fact that I have to use a smart card now.
Smart card, that says what? Thank you very much. Anyway, yeah, we are married now. Marriage officer made it easy. I think, if you want to make it easy like that, I think my older sister also did the same thing. She went to a marriage officer's house when she got married to her husband. But Home Affairs also works for a lot of people. I remember when we had to go to Home Affairs for something else. I can't remember what we were doing there. But there were people who were getting married, right? And like people were standing in line waiting to get married. So, I think each to their own, but we went the marriage officer route and it was seamless. Like it was literally seamless. We got there, fingerprints, sasaina. It was nice. My sister was there, George was there, and...
Also, I can't imagine having to go there wearing a white dress, having to stand in line. What if something happens to you? What if something happens to the dress?
True.
It was.
And in our Home Affairs, people stand outside.
Yes,
imagine the weather's like this on your day.
I think that was like a good move from us.
Yeah, and so we're married now. So the next thing, we have a couple more traditional things that we need to do, and possibly, who knows, a white wedding in the next 5 years or something. We agree on that we're not in a rush to do that. But it is something we do. I think I still want to do that.
I also want to do it.
I definitely do.
But I want to do it more as like a renewal of vows. Like we've been doing this for 5 years and we know we can do this and not spend like 400,000 on, God forbid, something that will...
But you're right.
I think after 5 years, you definitely know that I'm in this for the long run.
I mean, I'd hope.
I mean, we are. I know we are.
No, but I get what you mean.
But I don't want us to waste money. Also, we don't have a house. Like that does not make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense at all. I would say like, at minimum, I'd want to do a white wedding in 3 years. Like at minimum. And then honestly, I don't know, after like 7 to 10 years, let's leave it. 10 years, 10 years is okay.
Yeah.
Anything after that, I see pussy.
I think 5. I think we should like...
5 is a good time.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, we'll be a little bit older. We'll probably have been making more money and we'll be able to afford it more. Yeah.
And we'll have rich friends.
We'll have
who will give us nice gifts.
The memberships will be up, okay, and we'll be able to afford it. So, become a member, guys. We greatly appreciate that. Anyway, so that's that on getting married. What's next? The kids. How's that been for you? Because now you live with your kids. You've always had your kids. You've always been there for your kids. But now you live in the same house 24/7. Isn't this the longest you've spent with your kids? It
is. This is the longest I've been with my kids.
Yeah, at one go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, before they were in my stuff.
Fair. Very fair.
For 9 months. But I don't know. Like, it's nice.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it is nice. It's been overwhelming and tiring also, but for the most part, it's been amazing.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it also. Like, I always say, like, I feel like I hit the lotto with those kids. Like, they are so wonderful. They are such wonderful kids. And you know what? I think I got a little bit lucky with the ages. They are the perfect ages for somebody who's like starting parenting. Like, as somebody who's getting into it, a newborn can be really stressful, obviously. A teenager can be really stressful. And I got them both as preteens, and I don't even know what Umahle is, but I got them both at like the perfect age. My daughter is almost a teenager, young enough to still want my attention, to still like me. If I got her at like 14, 16, it might have been a completely different situation.
Should have been like,
and if Umahle was like 2 or 3 years old, it would have been a different situation. So I genuinely feel like I got them at the perfect ages. And also, like, your mom did an amazing job with them. Everybody's giving us props for how wonderful they are, but it's got very little to do with us or me. Their gran was a wonderful parent for them in the time that she had them. I want to ask you something. After you did because obviously after you had them, you made the decision that they stay with your mom and that you carry on with your studies and you get the job that you wanted and you're able to earn the money that you wanted. Now that you've gotten to the point where like you got your dream was to live with them and earn the money that you earn, was it worth it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It was worth it, Shem. I don't know. I try to picture my life if I had dropped out of school when I had my ulolo, and I literally can't because I don't know. I can't see it.
It's a different person.
It's a different person. And I think I am proud of myself, first of all.
I think you should be.
For like being pregnant in varsity, and giving birth and passing my modules. Wow.
I didn't pass my modules and I wasn't pregnant, so I don't know how you did it. Yeah.
So Shem, I really am proud.
You should be, Shem.
Yeah.
I really think you should be. To be able to, I mean, you know that your kids are safe with your mom, but still to not be there must be like really, really difficult.
Especially in New Brighton. Now, that's the other thing, because it's such a dangerous neighborhood, and you hear things happening all the time to other kids out there, and you're wondering, what if my child is next? Or especially because my mom has crazy working hours. So I was a little bit worried about that. I mean, all the time worried about that. But now I'm glad they're here. Like, I can keep an eye on them. And they don't go outside. I call my friend.
I call Tommy
nothing.
They're friends with their school friends and they're friends with their parents. But I also think you made the right decision, Shem. I was just wondering like how you feel about it now that you've done it. Which obviously, like, it's a little bit of a stupid question, but it was a lot of years. Like, to be an attorney takes a very, very long time. So, you weren't waiting to study undergrad and then go find a job and you're done. You even had to do your boards. Were you pregnant or you just given birth when you started your boards? Is it boards or bar? It's boards.
It's boards. I'm trying to think. I got pregnant first year of articles.
Yolanda doesn't like doing things easy, guys. If you give her varsity, she's like, nah, this is too easy.
Let's add a little bit of spice.
Let me get pregnant, okay? She finished that. Then she had to do her articles, and she was like, it's feeling too easy. Let me get pregnant, okay? Then you were like, okay, yeah. So you did your articles.
I did my articles. I fell pregnant. First year of articles, and I think I started writing second year of articles. When I went to write my first exam, I had just given birth.
Dude, like, Shem, you like difficulty.
Yeah.
So, I can imagine that must have been really scary. But you did it. Like, you did it. And obviously it's not going to be the same for everybody.
Yeah.
But I think you made the right decision, which is wild considering the age you were also, because I think it's very easy to say. I genuinely think if I was a woman, I don't really have that experience obviously, but if I found myself in your situation, I would have said, school, bye, I'm gonna go stay at home, deal with my decisions.
But
and
then what
that's
would
it.
you have done for these kids that you made, like in the future?
I wouldn't have done anything. And deal with my decisions and drop out of varsity and whatever I needed to do.
So your dreams can go to hell because you have kids.
Yeah, my dreams can go to absolute hell. I wouldn't have thought like so far into the future that you did. My mom probably would have tried to push me, but I wouldn't have thought so far into the future to be like, I actually wanted to be an attorney. Let me become an attorney so that my kids can have a better life. And so that's what you did, which is, that's wild to me.
Did I tell you the reason why I became an attorney?
You told me it was because of the accident.
Yes. So how would you have gone? Okay, so when I was in grade 7, I got into a bad car accident. I did mention this. I was a runner. I was a track star.
Yeah.
And then I went into an accident. I was bumped by a car. And
not just the car.
Yeah.
I mean, technically that was
a
the car.
van. Yeah. It was a big van, and it had people in, and it was just a messy car accident. And there was 3 of us involved. Fine. And then we went to the hospital. They didn't do much. It was a public hospital, and it was that time. And then we went home, and then some people found us by the hospital and told us that we can get rough money and all of that. And we went to their attorneys. How many? I think 3, 4. I don't know how many years down the line. I think I was in grade 9 or 10. The money came out. The rough money came out. But I felt like, yes, so I felt like it wasn't enough because I suffered. Like I really suffered, and I didn't know money back then, but it was just still, it didn't feel like it was supposed to be that. And so I went back, I went back to the firm, I think. No, I didn't go back to the firm. I grade 10, 11. What did I do? Grade 11, I think I researched, like trying to read up on RAF and all of that, but I didn't understand a lot of the terms. I didn't understand what was being said and all of that, and so I decided, why not just go and study law so that I can go back to the firm in 5 years or whatever when I'm done to read my file, just so that I know if they had
child your money.
Yes, because a lot of attorneys were doing that.
They do, yeah.
I mean, they
to
still
this day,
do it,
they're still doing it, yeah.
So I wanted to do that, and that is why
you became an attorney.
Yes.
That's such a crazy thing.
And then
Have you
I
ever gone
went
back?
Yes.
Oh, you never told me you've gone back.
I told you. I didn't tell you.
No.
They archived the files.
Oh.
So I went back, and they told me that no, every 5, which I know now, every 5 years they archive the files, meaning they kind of destroy them. They put them in a warehouse and whatever. So my file wasn't there, obviously, because it happened so many years ago. Yeah.
And that's just South Africa, dude.
Yeah.
That's just South Africa. But yeah, that's kind of our lives right now. Like it's kids mostly. It is work. There's a lot going on, but we're taking it one day at a time. I am very fulfilled. I want to say that I'm very fulfilled. Like there's so many things in my life right now that I think maybe 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, doing them wouldn't fulfill me as much. But I think having the kids around gives me such a sense of gratitude. Every little thing I do, I feel so proud of myself that it's like, my day never feels like it's wasted.
Yeah.
Like from the point I wake up and I make them a sandwich in the morning, I'm like, I did something today. Like if anything I do, as soon as I make a packed lunch in the morning or as soon as I drop them off at school in the morning, I feel like I've achieved something, which is a great feeling for someone like me who before this, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I always used to feel like I had to do so much in order to feel like I haven't wasted my day and my life. And so I'm grateful to the kids for making me feel like, I don't know if it's purpose, if you could say it in that way, but it definitely feels like that. Like even helping them with their home. Sometimes I don't get to my work because I'm helping Ulolo with maths homework and I'm like, I've done enough today. I've helped her so that she feels more comfortable at school, Gomso. So
even them saying like thank you and hugging you, I think it helps a lot in feeling, oh my God, I've done a lot today.
Yes, it does. It really does. I know people like to say, what's the popular thing to say when I've had such a hard day and then I imagine I had to come home to kids. I'm like, thank God. Like genuinely coming home to Ulolo, or even Ulolo coming home to me, because obviously I work from home, and like getting that big hug from her, I'm like, bro, like nothing could bother me. Like nothing could bother me. Hearing Umahle so excited about his first swimming lesson, telling me how they had to kick in the water. He put his head under the water for 3 seconds and then pulled it out again. And he's so proud of himself. I'm like, that's exactly what I needed to hear, man. Like life is not so bad. So yeah, I'm really grateful for those kids, Shem. I'm really grateful for those kids.
I'm grateful for you.
Oh, stop! Guys, thank you so much for watching this live update. We'll do more of these in the future, more sit-down videos perhaps. But yeah, we just wanted to give you guys something because the weather is absolutely horrendous. It's ugly out there. And so we thought a sit-down video might be even better. You can see we even in our hoodies because it's cold, guys. It's very, very cold. But it was cozy enough for us to do a sit-down video. So thank you for watching. We'll see you soon with another video. I love you guys with all of my heart.